Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Matt Jarbo here with $3 Theater, and today we're going to be talking about movies that are coming out. I know, even though theaters are closed due to COVID-19 mandates all across the country and all across the world, some things are still coming, and this series is called Before You Watch. It's just a look at what's coming out. It's giving you an idea for what to expect, and we're going to be talking about the new release this week, the new Blumhouse Universal horror comedy Freaky, starring Vince Vaughn and Kathryn Newton. It's from the director of Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2, Christopher Landon, and a lot of people are really excited about this one because this movie does come across like it's going to be just a fun, gory time at the theater. In fact, this is how Rotten Tomatoes describes it. 17-year-old Millie Kessler spends her days trying to survive high school and the cruel actions of the popular crowd. But when she becomes the latest target of the Butcher, the town's infamous serial killer, her senior year becomes the least of her worries. When the Butcher's mystical dagger causes him and Millie to magically switch bodies, the frightened teen learns she just has 24 hours to get her identity back before she looks like a middle-aged maniac forever. This movie is rated R for sexual content and language and strong, bloody horror violence, as if that's a bad thing. In fact, this does come across very much like it's just a horror comedy remake of the Disney classics Freaky Friday, as well as the updated 2005 Freaky Friday. But this actually is more inspired by the original Freaky Friday novel by Mary Rogers. However, when I first heard of this movie, I thought it was more like Vice Versa from the 1980s, and quite frankly, that's where my headcanon is, and that's where I'm going to keep it. But if you haven't seen Vice Versa, I actually really recommend it. Anyway, here's what we know about Kathryn Newton in the role of Millie. She is a tormented high school student who unintentionally trades bodies with the Blissfeld Butcher. She also portrays the Butcher when he is in her body. This is the official description of what kind of character she is, as well as Barney Clavin Garris, otherwise known as the Blissfield Butcher, who is a serial killer famous for having never been caught. He and Millie trade bodies due to the mystical curse associated with his signature dagger. So we know that there is some mysticism, we know that there's a dagger, and there's a body swap. So let's see what the critics are saying about this right now. Over on Rotten Tomatoes, Freaky is currently sitting at an 84% positive rating with a total 127 count from reviews, which is pretty good considering, and 89% in the verified ratings audience score, meaning only 19 people have purchased tickets through Fandango in order to go and see this movie. Over on Metacritic, on the other hand, it's sitting at a 66% based off of 32 critics. And so you can see that there's a bit of a disparaging number there. However, the Rotten Tomatoes reviews kind of break down like this. These are just two examples. Allison Wilmore here, New York Magazine, gives it a fresh rating, saying, "Freaky whiplashes between the high concept and the sincerely heartfelt, constantly on the verge of rattling off the rails, but never quite losing tonal control. It's not an especially scary movie, but it sure is a good time." With James Bertinelli over here with a Rotten review saying, "Blumhouse has an uncanny ability to identify projects that sound compelling on paper, but are less attractive when watched on screen. Freaky is the latest of these." But you know what? Hey, a guy over on Twitter, Philip Noble Jr., says, "Fandango doesn't run reviews, so let me say here, #Freaky movie is hilarious, emotional, and gory as hell. It's 80s slasher nihilism through the prism of a 21st century empathy, as a result ends up feeling like a new color in the crayon box, and Vince Vaughn made me tear up. See it." So clearly there are people who enjoy this, and the fans really are where it matters, by the way. Not so much the critics, but the fans. So thank you to Philip for his great review here. But look, while this movie is out in theaters right now, and you may not be feeling the urge to go see something in close proximity with other people, having to wear a mask during a movie, this is one of those things where you're not going to be out of luck for too long. In fact, according to Bloody Disgusting here, Jason Blum has confirmed that Freaky will be coming to VOD just 17 days after the theatrical release, which puts it to November 30th on VOD. And that was confirmed by Christopher Landon, the director, who says here, our theatrical run, I realize so many of you are disappointed by the movie not coming out on VOD today. I'm sure it feels punitive and unfair, but many theaters and the thousands of people who work there need us and have made every effort to keep people safe. Freaky will be available on VOD in just a couple weeks, so anyone uncomfortable can sit this out until then. I am so grateful for your patience and understanding. This all sucks so hard. I can't wait to be back in a packed theater when this nightmare ends. Until then, heart emoji, knife emoji. So they are fully aware of the situation and they are fully trying to explain it to people in the best possible way. We're going to have to wait and see how it does in theaters. But there was one question that was coming up quite a bit, and that is because Christopher Landon directed both Freaky and Happy Death Day, and it is underneath the Blumhouse banner, are the two possibly remotely connected? Well, he was asked that on Twitter by a gentleman named Patty, who says, hello, big fan of Happy Death Day. I wanted to know if Freaky and Happy Death Day take place in the same universe, and is there an Easter egg or direct connection in Freaky to Happy Death Day? To which case Christopher Landon responds back with, they definitely share the same DNA, and there's a good chance Millie and Tree will bump into each other someday. And that's going to have a lot of fans absolutely losing their mind over this because they love connected universes. Right now, Blumhouse is doing that with the Universal movies. And I think that having some kind of crazy over-the-top connected horror slasher comedy universe could quite be a lot of fun. But it's going to remain to be seen. Right now, at this point, it's all about people seeing the movie and whether or not it is, in fact, a success. It looks like a great deal of fun. I personally cannot wait to see it. And we're going to have to wait and see how it ultimately turns out. But if you guys want to see this movie, I want you guys to leave a like, to leave a comment, put Freaky in the chat. Let me know what you are most excited about in regards to this new movie. Have you seen Happy Death Day? And Happy Death Day to you? Are you just brimming to the top, wanting to go out and see a movie? I want to know your thoughts. Let me know down in the comment section. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I will talk to you guys all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again for watching, and peace out.